I don't live there, and a lot of the people in Heritage are my dear friends. When I met with some of you, there was just a few of you, but I told you, I said, there's going to be issues where we might see difference of opinions, and if there are, I will be honest and tell you that. And I'll tell you why I feel the way I do. On this issue, I'm completely with you. Residential area, I know my kids take the bus and it stops all along there on Mountain Road and then down going east on every bus stop. There's no sidewalks there. There's not even a shoulder on the road. These kids stand out there in the snow. I could not, when I heard that this was the decision and it was a done deal, it blew my mind. I just think it would be a disaster. And another area that I have, why I am against this is you know, there's been talk late that I've heard where you know, when there's development, property values actually increase. Well, that depends on what development it is and what type of development. This type of development, there is no way that that's going to increase property values in that area. And it can be said, well, people are going to complain wherever it is. Well, I'll address that in just a second. But another huge reason that I'm against this, not just now, but I will forever oppose this site, is because I don't want a Band-Aid approach and then it to come back to this site later. If it's too small now, it's going to be too small a year from now. And the reason, a big reason for it, is because some of these citizens, they did their homework. And before they purchased the property and built those homes there, they came to the city office building to look at the master plan and see what was going to happen there. I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a cul-de-sac, there's a park, grassy area, and so on that premise, they went and purchased the property and built their home. And so now, well, the plan changed. That's not fair, and to me, because it's city property, just because we can legally do it, it is unethical. And I will never, ever support that site for this facility because of what they built their homes on. It's not like a builder was just telling them this. Then the city's hands would be clean. They came to the city offices to say, what's going to happen at the end of this street if I buy this property? And they were showed that, and then they made their decision to purchase there based on what the city showed them and told them. And so that's why forever I will always be against this site. For me, it's not just a legal issue. It's an ethical issue. And it is not fair. If it was my property or any of your property, you would be very upset with that. And so for all of you up here and for everybody there, I think it's not the right site for that in a residential location. But the other part of it that I will forever oppose it is the ethics part of it. And it's not morally right. Because I know that some of you that I've talked to actually came down here, and I know that you did. And it's not right for us to change in the middle of it after you built your beautiful home and walk down the neighborhood. If I had to build my home, if I had saw at the end of my street they would have built that, I wouldn't build where I am. And my area is not as nice as your area, but it's still a wonderful place to raise a family. Well, what I would like to see happen is on Pleasant View Drive, it's been said nobody wants this in their backyard and in the neighborhood. But where it currently is, there are some possibilities there that I would like us to slow down and back up and have all of the city council involved every step of the way. In fact, if we were, I don't think we would have got to a point where we said it's a done deal and everybody's upset, and then we came to a point where, oops, it won't fit. Because all of us together, it's a check and balance. And there's wisdom in that. And I might miss something that you catch and vice versa. And so on this Pleasant View Drive, where it's less populated, if something like that could work out, I think we'd have a lot less squawking because that's where it's already at. They're already used to the trucks coming in and out of there. To them, it won't be a change. It's very close to Washington Boulevard and the business corridor there. It's not off in some corner of the city neighborhood area. And I'd like to see us do that. And without getting into a lot of details with this, there's we went through, when I found out about this, I met and we went through the different ones. I wanted to see step by step what the process was and why each site wouldn't work. And a couple of them, I wasn't real satisfied with the answers. And so I would like to propose that we go back and start over and have all of us involved step by step, but take this site off of the possibilities, not just band-aid it and table it for now, and if it's not for legal reasons, it's for ethic reasons. And if we don't have any integrity, then we shouldn't be trusted. And we shouldn't be voted back in for those that run again. We shouldn't. We need to keep, and even though it might not have been all of us at the time in there, when they go to the city and the city says this is the long-term plan for this, we need to abide by that. And I will. And I hope that we'll take that off the table and something will come up. We can put our heads together and work hard, and I think things will happen there. And then the last thing, in the future, I would hope that, and the closed meeting, yes, we can do that legally, and we have to with some of those things. But all the other things, I hope that as we go through this process again, I hope that all of the city council members and the public that we're here to serve are kept abreast of all of the information that they can, not numbers and so forth of different properties, but keep you posted step by step in what this process is. And then when it comes to a point next time where it's said this is a done deal, all of us know what the done deal is, and we're all in unison together. And some might not like me saying this, but I apologize to you. And I think we can do it better, and I think we're committed to do it better. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming.
It's interesting to me. I'm on, some different committees out here, including the Public Works Committee, and I've made a number of the meetings, but I've missed a number of them. And I'm also on the Business Development Committee. Last week we had a meeting and we invited Ron Kasuda out to try to give us some ideas as to what we could do to increase business here in North Ogden. And I don't remember if it was Ron or one of the members of the committee. They started talking about the industrial parks, and we were told at that meeting that in Weber County, the industrial parks are now all full, and they're now looking for additional properties to try to build additional industrial parks. And so you say, well, we ought to put this complex in an industrial area. Well, technically here in North Ogden, we do not have an industrial area. We have not built an industrial park like the one out in the far west area, west of us. It's just not here. And so you say, well, let's put it in the industrial park area. Well, I really don't know where we'd go to put it without, if we went out to the Weber County, which, we were told doesn't have any property. Can you imagine driving from out by the interstate, sending all of our equipment out here to try to take care of streets and stuff, and try to move backhoes and graders and everything else out here? It's a little difficult to do it from that far away. And so really there's not an industrial zone here. The other thing that was mentioned, let's put it in a commercial zone. Well, I want you to go up and down Washington Boulevard and look at any 5-acre piece of property, and there's homes that are next to every single piece of commercial property that's of at least 5 acres in size. So no matter where we go in the city, you've heard the old saying, you're blank if you do and you're blank if you don't. Well, we're at a problem. Where can we put a public works building without someone being affected in the city?
Right where it's at.
Well, people are affected right there. The problem
They've been there for years.
The problem we've got right there is it's not a big enough piece of property. We looked at this a number of years ago. Unfortunately, I was out of town when the last meeting was held, and you folks came in and were upset, but I heard about it. And so, as we started looking at sites, the thing that we talked about in the committee, the very last place we wanted to look at was up the gravel pit.